Hey folks, let's talk about B-stock radios or refurbished radios. Have you ever considered purchasing a B-stock radio from one of the national retailers, but you didn't pull the trigger because you weren't sure of what the condition would be of a, quote, refurbished radio? Well, today I'm going to share with you a recent B-stock purchase that I made so you have a better idea of what to expect if you want to make one of these purchases. Recently, MTC had a number of B-stock yaesu and ICOM radios listed on their site just before Christmas. One of the radios that they had listed was a yaesu 818. Now this is a radio that I think everyone knows at this point is no longer in production. And about a year ago, all of the retailers had a little bit of stock left, and it was well advertised that this would likely be your last chance to buy a new 818. So at that time, I didn't pull the trigger, right? And shortly thereafter, I wish I had. So when these 818s showed up on the MTC website, I thought, now is my chance. Now, I had never purchased a B-stock radio before. And, sometimes you see those B-stocks and they're actually cheaper than buying a new radio, which would make sense if that new radio is currently in production. But in this case, the 818 was actually a little bit more expensive than what the new radios were selling for about a year ago. But as we all know, supply and demand drives the market. So these radios were actually a little bit more expensive, and I was just a little apprehensive about pulling the trigger. In this particular case, the retailer was MTC. And I have always had a great experience in dealing with MTC, whether it was for new equipment or used equipment. So I had confidence that if I had any issues, that Richard at MTC would make it right. The other thing to keep in mind here is that these radios do come with a 30-day warranty. So if you've got a problem, you should be able to return it. But like I said, I had no worries because I had always had a great experience in dealing with MTC. Now, MTC is not the only retailer where I have seen B-stock radios. I've also seen them at Gigaparts. Gigaparts is also a fantastic retailer, and I don't think that anyone would have any issues if they made their purchases there. I'm not much for an unboxing video, but in this case, I think it's a little different. I think everyone would like to see what the box looks like and the condition of the radio and all the other components that ship in one of these B-stock situations. Now, I am sure there's variation across different radios and likely variation across manufacturers as well. But again, this is where you rely on the reputation and your history with a particular retailer. So let's go ahead, open up this box and see how the radio looks. This is obviously the factory box. It looks to be in pretty decent condition. All right, here we can see that it's very obvious that this is a refurbished radio. They put a nice big sticker on there so there's no confusion. But all in all, right, from the outside, I think it all looks good. All right, let's open it up and see how it looks. Okay, so right out of the gate, looks like we've got a manual. Manual seems to be in decent shape. It's not in a bag, which is often the case. Looks to be, we've got the yaesu complimentary sticker, so that's good. I do notice just a little bit of maybe a watermark up here. I'm not sure if that's showing up on camera or not, but okay. Manual looks okay. Let's see what else we've got in here. Okay, this is the strap. Looks like this may have been opened. Doesn't look like a completely fresh tape job in there. Yeah, I think this has definitely been opened before. But this looks brand new. I don't see any wear or issues here at all. Okay, excellent. We'll set that aside. What else do we have in here? We've got antennas. Let's see. Okay. We've got one antenna with what looks to be an extension here. Okay, those look like they're in great shape. And another antenna. Also in great condition, no concerns there. All right, some feet. Okay, looks like we've got a couple of feet, two very small ones and two larger ones. I'm new to this radio, so other than seeing other people operate this radio or seeing other people's videos about this radio, I am brand new to this radio. Let's look at the radio itself. Now, it looks like this box has certainly seen a better day. I can see where the bag has been opened, right? The bag looks a little roughed up. That's all right. And let's inspect the radio. Okay. So from the case perspective, it looks very good. Let's see how these screws look. These look very good as well. Maybe a slight bit of wear there, right? This is the battery access door. So, you know, it's not uncommon and quite expected to open the radio up with this screw. All of the other screws look good. I don't know if these would normally ship installed, the strap supports, but the screws on those look good. I don't see any problems. I don't have any issues there. The back of the radio looks fine. I don't see any problems. There's no rust. The antenna connector looks good. Okay, this is really my first time inspecting this radio as well, so the knob looks good. It's tight. Controls feel nice. Buttons feel fine. I don't see any issues. Now, there's maybe the slightest bit of discoloration right above this screw. I'm not even sure if the camera would pick that up. I don't think it will. I mean, that's ever so slight. I probably wouldn't even give that a second thought if I thought this was a brand new radio. So that looks good. All right, this has got some weight to it, so this has got to be a battery. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, it's a battery. Okay. Looks like it could have been installed. I don't see any issues or problems with it. looks fine. All right, let's set these things aside. What else do we got here? Looks like we've got a wall wart AC adapter. There's no tie on the adapter, but the adapter looks to be in good shape. I don't see any issues, no concerns. Okay, snaps in fine. I've also got the European style adapter. And then we've got a plug here, a DC plug that we can connect to our battery source, put power poles on it, which will likely be where mine goes. Connect it to your power supply. This looks like maybe this had been connected to a power supply or something before, but it does have the factory solder on it. And it looks to be in fine shape. Yeah, certainly the twist tie has been removed and replaced. Camera might not pick that up, but I don't see any issues there. All right, looks like we've got a ferrite bead. Now this has not been opened. This has a factory heat seal on it. Okay. And let's see how the mic looks. Okay, we've got the clasp, the mic clasp to install if you would like. Set that aside. Okay, the mic's in a bag. I think this has likely been out of the bag. And let's see how this looks. Looks just fine. It's not stretched out. All the printing is complete. I don't see any issues there. The connector looks fine. The jacket around the connector looks fine. Yeah, I don't see any issues there. I got no problems. All right. Well, let's see if it'll power up. W5 ITR. W5 ITR.
Okay, I got a station, ICR, down the noise. You want to try it?
Sure, this is Whiskey 5 India Tango Romeo running QRP in North Texas today.
Okay, Whiskey 5 India Tango Romeo
QSL, you got it.
Hey Bob, thanks for sticking with me here. I've got you at a 3 and 2 in the Kilo 4571, California.
I copy. Thanks for the California Park, and I'm glad you were able to pick me out. I'm trying a new FT818, new to me at least, and I wanted to see if it was working, so thanks for coming back to me.
73, Happy New Year. Thanks for getting on my log.
7-3.
Whiskey Park's on the air. Whiskey 6, Papa Uniform Golf.
All right. Well, that was easy. So certainly no trouble transmitting. Let me tell you what I did here is I had to get the menu out. As I mentioned, I'm brand new to this radio. So the first thing to note here is I'm going to go ahead and power this off for a quick second. The first thing to note, and all of you who are 818 users out there were probably laughing at me. You do not need to remove that screw to open the battery door. So I hit this little catch here, popped open the battery door, put in the battery that came with the radio, and powered it up. It actually had some juice, so it was good enough to get me going. The next thing I did is I obviously plugged in an antenna. What might not be obvious though is that I had to, here, let me go ahead and power it on so you guys can see the display. What might not be obvious is I had to go into the menu system to set up the front antenna port to be used for HF. It looks like out of the box, it is only configured for VHF, UHF, 50 megahertz. So I popped in the battery, pulled up the POTA page, found somebody that was operating on 15 meters, and set the radio to 15 meters, upper sideband, and made a couple of calls. Now that operator was not very busy, and as you heard in my signal report, I got a 3-2, so lucky for me that it was not a busy operator. I likely would not have busted a pileup, even hollering QRP. But anyhow, the radio works. It was fairly simple to figure out, and I'm excited to get more familiar with it. All right, well, there you go. That is a B-stock radio. Hey, don't be afraid. If you're buying from a reputable retailer and it's a radio that you want and it's a price you're willing to pay, I don't have any concerns at all buying a refurbished or B-stock radio. And frankly, I would prefer to buy a B-stock radio over a used radio, because at least that B-stock has a 90-day warranty. And, you know, that gives you that protection that you're likely not going to get buying a used radio. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Like I said, it's something I always wondered about, but went ahead and pulled the trigger and wanted to share my experience with you guys. So I hope you got something out of it. And if you enjoy this, certainly hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you are a X or Twitter user, you can follow me there. You will find me under Digital Rancher. Notice the variation in Rancher. Okay, folks, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. 73.